Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Afif bin Izan Safrizan. I'm from class 2D. My ID number is MDB2402031. To begin with, I'll be explaining question 1. The article pinpoints that the driver of Malaysia's economic growth in Q3 2024 is domestic demand, particularly in its service sector. Assuming within the tourism sector, hotel accommodation prices rose by 12% due to its increasing demand, while quantity demanded only fell by 4%. So, question 1A. Calculate the price elasticity of demand for hotel accommodation. Is the demand elastic or inelastic? To understand how sensitive consumers are to these price changes, we can calculate the price elasticity of demand using the formula of percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in price. So, we can deduct that in the question. It states that percentage change in quantity demanded decreases by 4% and percentage change in prices increasing by 12%. By then, we can substitute the value of -4% divided by 12% equals to negative 0.33 equals to 0.33. We can tell that the result that the hotel demand is inelastic. Why? This is because a change in the price of the hotel causes a smaller percentage change in quantity demanded. Means that a 12% increase in price only leads to a 4% decrease in quantity demanded. In other words, consumers are not highly sensitive to price changes in this case. Okay, moving on. I'll be explaining about the inelastic demand curve. We can see it having a steeper slope of the demand curve, while we can also deduct that the price elasticity is not very responsive. Alright, thank you. Okay, moving on to question 1. The article also references government measures to boost family income can impact the demand for tourism services. But how does income level affect price elasticity of demand? Alright, let's break it down. For high-income households, when people earn more, they become less sensitive to price changes. This means that price elasticity of demand decreases, making demand more inelastic. Wealthy consumers focuses more on quality, comfort, and experience rather than price when making travel decisions. Moving on to lower income households, when people have limited income, they become more price conscious. Price elasticity of demand increases, making demand more elastic. In this case, people may look for cheaper alternatives or cut back on unnecessary travel expenses. Alright.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Agus Khalifah bin Abdul Halim. My ID number is MDB2402004.
Hello everyone. Today I will explain question 2, which looks at how income change affect the demand for luxury goods, like imported cars. We will calculate something called income elasticity of demand and discuss why it matters. First, let's look at part A. The question tells us that when household income increases by 8%, the demand for imported cars increases by 12%. To understand this relationship, we use the formula for income elasticity of demand. Change in quantity demand divided by change in income. So we got 12% divided by 8% equals to 1.5. This number, 1.5, is important. When income elasticity is greater than 1, it means the good is a luxury item. This tells us that people are more likely to buy imported cars only when they have extra money. Unlike necessities such as rice or basic clothing, luxury goods are not essential, but people enjoy buying them when they can afford to. Now, let's look at part B, which asks how a rise in income affects demand for imported cars. There are 3 key effects. First, more people can afford luxury goods. So, when income rises, people have more spending power. Expensive cars that were once out of reach become more affordable, leading to higher demand. Second point, increased consumer confidence. So, people feel more financially stable, so they are willing to make big purchases like cars that they might have postponed before. This applies not just to cars but also to other high-end products. So, the third point, more imports into the country. When demand for imported cars increases, businesses respond by bringing in more of them. This can impact the economy, trade balance, and even local car industries.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Firdani Irfan bin Azman. My ID number is MDB2402106. My class, DBS 2D. Thank you. So for the question 3, I will explain how to calculate the cross price elasticity of demand between steel and aluminium. So for the formula is percentage change in quantity of goods X, which is QDX, divided by percentage change in price of good X, which is PX. So the answer is 10% divide 15%. So the final answer will be 0.67. And since the value is less than 1, this suggests a relatively inelastic relationship between the two goods. This means that a change in the price of one good leads to a less than proportional change in the quantity demand of the other good. So for the question 3b is determine whether these goods are substitutes or complements. Justify your answer using insights from the article. So the answer for the question 3b is the manufacturing sector heavily relies on raw materials like steel and aluminium. When the price of steel increased by 15%, manufacturers like sought cost-effective alternative, leading to a 10% rise in aluminium demand. This substitution effect occurs because both materials serve similar purpose in industries such as construction, automotive, and aerospace. Since aluminium is lighter, corrosion resistant, and durable, it becomes a valuable alternative when steel price rise. Manufacturers seek to optimize costs. Hence, in the event of change in the price of raw materials, they switch to its substitute to maintain profitability. This further indicates that steel and aluminium are substitutes rather than complements, since they can be interchanged in the market depending on market condition. Thank you so much. That's all from me.
Hi, my name is Ikwandini Muhammad Al-Fatah, MDB 2402085. I am from class DBS 2D. Okay, hi. Today we will discuss about price electricity of supply, which is PES, using an example from Malaysia's manufacturing sector, specifically electronic goods. This topic is crucial in understanding how producers respond to price changes. Okay, what is our scenario? Our scenario is the article in the question state that Malaysia's economic growth is partly driven by manufacturing. However, supply constraints exist. We are given a case where the price of electronic goods increased by 12%. The quantity supply increased by 15%. So, our goal is to calculate the price electricity of supply and determining whether supply is elastic or inelastic. Okay, this is formula for PES. PES equal to percentage of quantity supply divide to percentage of change in price. Okay, let's substitute the given value. PES equal to 5% divide 12% equal to 0.42. Okay, I repeat, the answer is 0.42. Okay, let's see the interpretation. Since the elasticity value is less than 1, the supply of electronic goods is inelastic. This means Producers are not very responsive to price changes. Supply does not increase significantly even when price rise. Why is this important? Inelastic supply often occurs in industry with production constraints such as limited raw materials, high production costs. Okay, policy implications. If the government want to boost supply, it may need to invest in infrastructure of its supply chain bottleneck. Okay, the conclusion is this example illustrate how electricity help us understand market dynamic and why certain goods have limited supply response. Understanding this concept is essential for both policymakers and businesses in strategic decision making. Hi, let's move to question 4B. Before that, previously we discussed price electricity of supply, which is PES, and determined that the supply of electronic goods in Malaysia in inelastic, which is 0.42. Now, we will analyze two key factors that contribute to this low electricity based on the article. Okay, the first one is global uncertainties. The global economy is unstable due to factors like trade restriction, which is tariff export bans. Second one, economic slowdown, which is recessions. The third one is political issue, which is conflict or policy change. Okay, this factor make it difficult for manufacturers to plan production. If company feel sudden trade barrier or market downturn, they may be reluctant to increase supply even if price rise. For example, a Malaysia electronic company might hesitate to expand production if it unsure about future demand due to trade tension between the US and China. Okay, the second factor is supply constraints. Manufacturing require raw material, electronic chip, and skilled worker. If their input are in short supply, producer cannot quickly increase production even if price grow up. For example, a shortage of semiconductor chips in 2021 slowed down global electronic production despite high demand. This limitation reduced supply elasticity, making the industry less responsive to price change. Okay. For the conclusion, why does this matter? Okay, understanding this factor help policymakers and businesses plan better. Government can address supply chain issue to improve electricity, which is investing in local semiconductor manufacturing. Okay, there is key takeaway. Global uncertainties and supply constraint are major reason why the supply of electronic goods is inelastic in Malaysia.